mercy! Did you not get the memo?
It's mad crazy. It's mad crazy, especially meeting you at the Met Gala.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was a dope experience. Corey came out, supported for the Met Gala for, I can't think of dystrophy.
Muscular dystrophy.
Muscular dystrophy. Thank you. Walked in with some of the young people there, took a bunch of photos. He was there with the biggest smile in the room. So I had to come over and talk to him, and he was mad
Pat
cool.
tried to roll up on me all dapper in a suit.
Bruh, listen, hold on. You was the freshest man in the room.
Check him out, man. Check him out.
You were the freshest man in the room.
I got to come out and do this show.
Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming on, man. I really do. I really do. Especially in such a big week, because on this show, of course, it's me going off, Ringo going off on a rant. Ringo couldn't be here this week. He out of town, so he was a little salty. Didn't expect you to come on. So he was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Well, you missed out." But a huge week for the Chicago Bears. You are a Bears fan.
Yes. Yes, at heart. South Side.
South Side. You grew up Chicago.
Yes.
Just let's get this out the way in the beginning. What do you think the chances are they actually make the playoffs this season?
Look, you never know what can happen once you you put those pads on and it's game day. You got the Cowboys, you got the Packers, you got the Vikings left, and who else is someone else with a winning record?
The Rams. Well, they still in the hunt.
No. I mean, they have left to play this season.
Oh, left to play. Oh, Kansas City.
And Kansas City.
That's a tough one.
Look.
That's a tough one.
Look, anything's possible. They can string something together. I mean, you look at the games they played this year, it hasn't been, I think New Orleans Saints was the biggest one with a margin, the biggest victory.
Yeah.
But the rest of the games have been pretty close.
Now, when you watch this team, because you like I said, you're a linebacker. Do you watch games still in that football mode?
It's hard to not watch it like that because you've done countless hours just analyzing film. Right. So now when you look at it, you're like, it's annoying to be around your friends and watch it because you see that safety didn't come down or this lineman didn't do this, and it's just like, shut up, So for me, I just try to be a fan sometimes and just watch it, but it's difficult not to analyze and look at things.
So with this defense, and we're seeing we heard that Akeem Hicks is coming back, but not for this game. You got Zeke coming up the middle. How big is it for those guys in the middle to have to step up? Because Zeke, they going to run them right at that nose.
Well, I mean, this is Bears defense, but, the thing is the Cowboys have turned into more of a passing team now.
Right.
And they've stopped really, I don't want to say stopped, but they haven't been feeding Zeke the ball as much. And, it is what it is. If Dak can throw for 300 yards plus, I guess you're going to try to let him do that. But, I mean, you got a, $90 million running back. I think you would be feeding him the rock as much as possible. But
a lot of money for a running back, bro.
That's a lot of money.
For a running back.
But, I mean, he's definitely earned it, right?
For sure.
So, I mean, at a certain standpoint, we don't know what – that's the thing about being a fan. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes as far as is there an issue with the blocking schemes or linemen hurt, or is it just easier to – do they see weaknesses in other teams as far as passing the ball, or other teams are so fearful of Zeke that they creep up and we think we can get him in the passing game? So those are those things that you don't think about. So, I mean, I really hope the Bears secondary is ready to go and get some picks.
For sure. Now with that defensive mind, when you watch, because I've seen, fans are losing their mind. They're like, Khalil Mack hasn't recorded a sack in like 5 games this season. Like, what's wrong with Khalil Mack? When you watch the game and you see what Khalil Mack is going through, because as a fan, when I see him, I'm like, what y'all want this man to do? He got 2 linemen and either a running back or a tight end coming up to chip him. Where do you put the blame on the lack of pressure that the Bears defense has created up front? Is it on Mack, or is it on, Leonard Floyd or some of those other guys?
Well, you have to realize that other teams have had a whole all season to game plan and look at your team.
Right.
So now they're trying to find a different way to scheme you.
Right.
It wasn't like last year. It was just like, Khalil Mack has been on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So, he's been terrorizing people, but it's been on the West Coast, and not everyone sees those games. Now, last year was a prime opportunity for him to shine. So now people are trying to, make sure they can get on him quick. But the difference is, though, too, is you're leaving your defense out there so much.
Right.
You have 3 and outs on offense, or you have, drives that stall. So, you have to realize you don't create a lot of those opportunities for him to shine. If you can just continue to run the ball and the game is close, it's different when you're trying to play from behind and, you got to air out.
Now, you mentioned the offense. Where are you on Trubisky, first off? Where do you feel? How do you feel about him as our quarterback moving forward?
I don't know, man. It's I think a lot of things were present last year. People could see it,
right?
But I think some things were masked because of the defense and creating turnovers and creating short fields and scoring on defense as well. Those were points.
A lot. A lot.
So, I don't know if he's right for the system or the system is right for him. I think he's an athletic quarterback. I think he has a lot of talent. Just sometimes, you come into the league, you don't know the situation you're going to be in and the system. You might be great in one system, and then another system, you're complete. Like the juice at the bottom of a garbage dumpster, you're that. So you have to. I don't know. I don't know if they'll move on from him. I know they spent a lot of money. So,
a lot.
I mean, that was a move to move up.
Number 2
for a guy that started 13 games.
Will he go? Will if? Nah, I say if because I tell everybody they always be like you a Trubisky hater. You a Trubisky. I support Mitch because if Mitch is playing well, my team is playing well. But if Mitch is playing bad, I'm gonna call him on it. That's just me. That's just me. So, is there something in your mind? Like for me, week to week, I'm different. Last week, Mitch had a great game against the Detroit Lions. Well, let me take that back. Mitch had a great half against the Detroit Lions. The defense is giving up 400 plus yards a game, but he came out. He did what he had to do to get his team a win. Can you, based on how he finishes this season, would it change anything for you with him going forward? Like, okay, maybe he is a franchise quarterback. Like, if he come out and ball against Dallas.
I mean, that's how you got to look at it. I mean, if he comes out and balls, everybody's back on the train. Everybody's like, okay, you just had a couple of rough months. right. So that's just how things go, right? Yeah. Like, fans, as soon as things turn around, everybody's feeling positive. It feels warm and fuzzy inside again. Right. But in this situation, it's a franchise quarterback. Because at this point, you're looking at, all right, well, if we keep him around, well, next year you don't have to pick him up. But at some point, you got to pay him. But I think, though, also, is there something else behind the scenes with the scheme? Yeah. Does the scheme not work out? Do we have the rest of the players to complement him as well on offense? So those are also things to think about. Are the receivers catching the ball?
That's a big one.
Is the line blocking the way they need to block? Those things all go hand in hand. And is the coaching, is it too much ego as far as just trying to put in a system or trying to work with the talent that you have and move your system and evolve your system around that?
So what's the best thing you think the Bears can do coming into this game against Dallas tomorrow? Because Dallas, they're not the Detroit Lions on defense. So what do you think the best thing? Should Nagy finally just be like, listen, we got to give David Montgomery 150 carries and just ride him out this game? Or do you got to rely on Mitch's arm to win this game?
I think you need a complementary game. So, I mean, all 3 phases of the game really, I think, need to show up. You need to be in special teams. You need to
shout out Cordero Patterson this season.
You need to get the ball through those 2 lines. Through that little H. Yeah. That's been an issue. But, I mean, on offense, consistently move the ball, keep your defense off the field. And on defense, create a couple of turnovers. I think it will be a dogfight. It's Thursday. It's a Thursday night game, which really sucks. But at least they had a Thursday night game
the week
last
before,
week. So they're able to, get some time together.
Was Thursday night a thing when you played in the league? Did they have Thursday night games?
I think it was at that point. It was just Saturday.
Saturday.
Later in the season.